Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. This is Zach over at NV Woodworks. So today we're going to be taking some real fire hose and we're going to make a pen out of it. Alright guys, so we got some fire hose and this was actually brought in to me from Nick over in New York. And we met up last year at AWFS and he brought it all the way from New York to Las Vegas and gave me some fire hose. He's a volunteer firefighter and I think this is like, it was being decommissioned. It was old fire hose and he had some and he's like, hey, you want some? And I'm like, yes, bring it out. So I got something special planned for it, and you can see I have quite a bit left. However, I did make a pen out of it, and so I didn't want to use a lot of it because the project I have in mind for for the rest of it basically is going to require quite a bit of it. But I wanted to make a pen. So what in my mind, I kind of thought about it for a while, and I thought, you know, it'd be kind of cool to do micarta. So if you're not familiar with what that is, micarta is basically kind of saturating, you know, some material. I've seen, you know, blue jeans, denim, and you just layer it up. You soak it in resin and then you build it up in the mold and then kind of put a little bit of, you know, kind of compress it a little bit. But in the end you have a, you know, layered but full kind of, you know, whatever material blank. So that is the idea that I had in mind. I wanted to test that out. I've never done micarta or anything, and I definitely have never cast fire hose. So I decided to make a Sierra size pen blank, and that way I wasn't using too much material, but I would get a good test. You know, I would layer up the stuff and see how everything worked. Overall, the casting went pretty smooth. The only issue was I cut the pieces of the fire hose. They were a little too long for that mold. That was kind of a mistake, but in the end, it actually caused, I don't know, it's kind of interesting in the end. It's not the worst thing that I could have done, but, and the other thing that I did was I put a little thin strip of Alumilite, red dyed Alumilite in there and kind of made it like a thin red line type blank. Now, when it came time to drill out, you know, the hole for the tube, that was kind of a nightmare. The drilling went really slow. It caused a lot of friction, and this material, it's like canvas, so it's not really absorbing the resin. It's not, you know, hardening like that. So there was lots of frizzies in there, and it just kind of didn't go, you know, smoothly, let's say. In the end, there was so much kind of leftover remnant material that a Sierra tube didn't fit after drilling it with the correct drill bit. So what I decided to do was, I thought, well, if I get a bigger drill bit, that should, you know, just very, very slightly bigger. That was the plan. However, I grabbed the wrong drill bit and drilled a much bigger hole, about 1 millimeter too big. So again, that wasn't the worst thing in the world. What I ended up doing to fix that mistake was I took some resin and just dyed it black and then just filled up the hole again and then re-drilled it. And actually, that was probably a pretty smart way to go. Drilling went perfectly smooth then, the tube fit perfectly, and then it was time to turn it. So let's check out the turning footage and the assembly and everything, and we'll come back at the end and I have a couple of kind of final thoughts to share with you after kind of getting through the project. So I already have turned into the material. That first day I just chucked it up and we just kind of turned at it. Definitely I don't think that you're gonna get good results at all trying to use a normal, you know, gouge, high-speed steel. So carbide is what I would definitely recommend for something like this. Spin it up at 4,000, see how everything goes. Now I think I'm going to probably put a CA finish over top. You can see on this side, let me zoom in. See how there's little fuzzies? And I think that it's probably going to be a better idea. I don't think you're not going to really get this thing sanded up to anything that looks decent. So CA finish on top is probably going to be necessary no matter what. But you know, it's turning fine. It's kind of abrasive, kind of hard stuff, but in general, it turns okay. It's kind of cool looking. I don't know. I kind of actually like that swoopiness of the red line. That's kind of cool. Not too bad. I'm pretty happy with this, considering I wasn't really sure if there was going to be a pen made with this at all. I was really just trying to see how the casting worked. If I could get that to work right. It does kind of look like a mini corn, though. That definitely kind of reminds me of those little mini corns. Alright, so I'm going to try and get this kind of centered in the middle of the two red lines. And that's all you really need to do to assemble these things, and then you just press the nib part in. And that is actually a pretty awesome looking pen, if I do say so myself. I'm way surprised at how good this turned out. Let me just hold it down here. I mean, really, that ain't too bad, considering I had zero expectations that this was going to work. Huh. And like I said, I think if I would have cast this, if I would have cut those things to the right length in the mold, everything would be kind of even. And I think it would look a little bit better. So I don't know. I don't think the Firehose is not too bad. I think it worked fine. So in the end, I'm pretty excited about this pen. It may not be the most flashy or spectacular pen that I've ever made, but it's definitely one of the coolest, I think, that I've ever made. Really fun working with this material. So thanks again to Nick for hand delivering this to me in Vegas from New York. And I got something pretty fun planned for the rest of this stuff. It's something I've never done before. I've never made one of these before, so it should be kind of interesting trying something new out, and hopefully in the end we'll get a really cool project, a little bit bigger project too, out of the rest of it. So if you're new to the channel, welcome to my channel. Basically, I'm all about exploring the world of resin casting and helping you get started. So if you're interested in resin casting or blank making, definitely hit that subscribe button so you get notified when new videos get posted. So until next time, guys, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.